All right, Shalom. This is your brother Shabar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Bakakadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And I'm just going to jump right into the scripture. This is Matthew 10 and 35. It says, this is the word of Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, I start at verse 34. So think that I come send peace on earth. So I came not to send peace, but a sword. So a sword can be symbolic of division, man, of dividing. You know, because that's what a sword does. It cuts in half. It divides. It says, for I come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So there's going to be a division among a household, man. And that's going to be because of this truth. There's going to be a time where your belief in this truth, you know, you standing up for this truth, your faith is going to cause division amongst your family members, man. And you got to prepare your mind for that. You know, and the brothers already experienced that, man. They've experienced the variance of the household, man. They've experienced the clashing of so-called of thoughts, where someone is persecuted or treated illy or badly because of this truth. You know, it could be as simple as something that you're not eating pork, or you're not standing for a certain, not, you know, taking a certain thing, man. You know, you not being okay with a certain individual. You know, so things like this are gonna happen, man. You know, a lot of brothers, when they come into this truth, they'll lose their woman. They'll lose their woman because their woman doesn't want to deal with what goes along with this truth, because this truth it divides, man. That's why Yahweh Shai says, it says, think now that I come to send peace on earth, I came not to send peace but a sword. So this truth divides, because you gotta all of a sudden stop hanging out with your family members because of the things that they do and their beliefs. You know, you tolerate it the best you can, and you don't just go out and condemn and point fingers at everybody. Like, I'm a Hebrew Israelite and you don't do that, but there's certain things that you can't partake in because of this truth. You know, there's certain things that you're not allowed to do because of this truth. Now that can vary from brother to brother, from household to household, you know. But that depends on that brother's walk. But I'm gonna keep on going. It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes, in other words, her foes' enemies, shall be they of his own household. A man's foes, that's about the man, the truth. So don't be surprised that your family comes against you. In the time of Jacob's trouble that we're coming into, in this time of the microchip, you know, you're gonna have that, man. You're gonna have people turning in other family members for their own self-preservation. That's gonna happen. You know, for their own benefit. You know, you never know what might happen. The FBI might come to your mother's house or your sister's house or whatever. And, you know, where's your brother, that Hebrew Israelite? Where's he at? And they'll give you up unto death, man. It says, he that loveth his father and mother more than me is not worthy of me. He that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. He that taketh not his cross and follows after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it. He that loseth life for my sake shall find it. So there's a lot of things that you got to give up to participate fully in this truth, man. And that's the sacrifice that a lot of people are not willing to make. With that, I'm going to get a few more scriptures. I'm going to close it out with a real quick lesson. This is Luke, here at the plantation once again. This is Luke 21 and 16. And it says, well, I'll start at verse, I'll start at verse 12, Luke 21:12. Before all these, they shall lay their hands upon you and persecute you. How was Shai speaking? He's warning us, man. He's warning us of Jacob's trouble, the beginning of sorrows, man. You know, the time of Jacob's trouble, the time that we're very rapidly coming into. It says, before all these, they shall lay their hands on you, persecute you, deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought forth kings and rulers for my name's sake. And that persecution is going to happen for the name of Yahweh Shai. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what ye shall answer. Why? Because you're gonna have to be guided by the Spirit in those times. It says, "For I will give you a mouth and a wisdom, and all your adversaries shall be able to gainsay nor resist." And that's talking about the knowledge that we know, man. This knowledge cuts. And you shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall be they cause to be put to death. And you should be hated for all men for my name's sake. And that's happening right now, man. That's happening right now. And it's gonna turn, the tide's gonna turn even it's gonna turn even up more, you know, as we go further along with this thing. It says, "But there shall not a hair of your head perish, and your patience possess ye your souls." You know, so we're supposed to run this race with patience. You know, that word patience, that goes into the word suffering. You know, so there's a lot of things that we're gonna have to suffer. So you gotta accept suffering, man. You know, and brothers already done that, man. We already accepted, you know, the hard road. We already accepted suffering. We're already used to things not going our way, man. We're already used to having trouble in the flesh. We're already used to having trouble at all times, man. We're already used to living in a constant state of fucking hell, of vexation, with brief moments of reprieve, you know, brief moments where we can, you know, be cool amongst ourselves. But for the most part, we're vexed on a daily basis, man, with everything that's going on. It's just it's a lot. So I'm gonna give Micah 2 and 5, and this is a warning too, man. Was it 2 and 5? No, it's not it. It's a lock. This is Micah 7 and 5 says, "Trust ye not in a friend." Why? Because that famed friend can betray you, man. That same friend has the ability to betray you for his own benefit. Put ye not confidence in a guide. Confidence is another word for faith. And a guide can be a leader, you know what I'm saying? And the scripture says, put out your trust in princes. So you're not supposed to put confidence in these so-called leaders, these world leaders, man. Your presidents and governors and whatever, police officers or whatever the fuck. You're not supposed to put no trust and confidence in them. Your main trust and confidence got to be in the Most High. It says, "Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lies in thy bosom." That could be your woman, your wife, you know, someone close to you. You know, so you can't be telling everybody you can't be telling everybody everything about yourself, man. You know, you got to be very reserved of what you say and who you say it to, because you can't give someone too much information. You know, that's why the Elder Tahar made a decree of brothers not to be on the social media platforms, man. You know, posting Hebrew Israelite so-called images or doctrine or what have you, because you're giving too much information about yourself, and we're supposed to have a low profile in this thing, man. The scripture says, don't let your left hand know what your right hand do. What to paraphrase? I'm gonna see if I can find it. This is Matthew 6 and 3, and it's about when thou doest alms, then let the left hand know what thy right hand does. So there's got to be a separation between this truth and then the other things that you do in your daily life. That they all may be in secret, and thy Father which sees in secret himself shall reward thee openly. So you shouldn't be trying to get no type of fucking pat on the back or some type of recognition for being in this truth, man. If the Lord gives you that, then that's what it is. But we're not here to get no status or recognition or pats on the back or to say, hey, look at me, I'm a prophet of the Lord, I'm important. That's not what it's about, man. It's not about that. You know, you can't be giving too much information about yourself, man. Whatever the Lord allows to happen, he lets it happen. You know, but you got to be circumspect how you act among the heathen out here, man. Because you got to understand that a lot of these people out here, they got heavy demons on them. And them demons, is they looking to fuck with you, to push your buttons, to get you riled up, to make you to say things out of emotion, to make you say things out of anger, to make you say or do things, out of foolishness. So we got to be very careful how we deal with these people out here, man. That's why going back to Micah, especially not a friend. So you can't trust nobody, man. Really you can only trust brothers in this truth. And even that, the scripture says you got to prove them brothers too. You got to prove them brothers, man. It's Sirach 6 and 7. It says, thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him, man. So you got to prove, everybody has to be proved, man, to you. As well as you got to prove yourself to brothers. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, will not abide in the day of thy trouble, man. They're doing sunshine soldiers, bro. With that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Meditating on these things, man, that, you got to be very careful of how you deal with yourself, how you deal with your family members, how you deal with the world in general, and what you say to them, man. This is something that we all got to take heed to, myself included. But with that being said, Most High will, I hope was edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Kah halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But keep on pushing. Shalom.